All right, what's up, guys? Farzin Masugian here with you for this halftime live stream. Let me just listen to Andy Reid quickly. Okay, gotta make their blocks. Andy Reid just said. So yeah, I had to mute my microphone for that because I wanted to really hear what he was. I mean, these interviews are kind of dumb in my opinion. I've said that before, but I was really curious to see what he would say. Yeah, definitely not the most ideal first half for the Chiefs. When you look at what they've done, the interception from Patrick Mahomes and then also the fumble from Carson Steele. The Chiefs are committing these turnovers here, and that's not something you can do. Putting your defense in a really bad spot with giving Cincinnati great field position definitely cannot be doing that. So hopefully the Chiefs can find a way to be better about that kind of thing because that is definitely going to hurt any defense in the NFL. They've got to figure out a way to be better about that kind of thing. Bear with me. Let me just put this subscribe. There we go. So yeah, the turnovers, yeah, definitely need to be reduced here. And I think, look, I've always said I feel like Andy Reid and Spags, they're the best at halftime adjustments. So we'll see what they do there. I mean, the offense was just kind of weird in that first half. Rashee Rice had that really nice play on Cam Taylor-Britt, irony of all guys, to score against there, tied it at 10, but the Bengals got 2 field goals. I'll say this. I think we're pretty fortunate to see the Chiefs are only down by 6, and the Chiefs will get the ball to start the second half. The Chiefs haven't really done a really good job of getting off to a good start in the second half. So hopefully that changes today. And I'm going back to the postseason too, whenever the Chiefs would get the ball to start the second half and late in the regular season last year. So they've got to be much better about it. Isaiah Pacheco's playing well, 10 carries, 51 yards. I get it. You know, there are no down for down running backs. Here's my biggest complaint. And I know a lot of people like Carson Steele and everything that he has done. But, you know, that was in the preseason. You can't really expect all of that preseason success to carry over. And I think that's the biggest concern with Carson Steele right now. But here's the other thing to go beyond that. Why are the Chiefs, why are they giving the ball to Carson Steele when they have a 6 or 7 year veteran in Samaje Perine? That to me was the biggest surprise, is that Samaje Perine is not getting the ball when this is probably the best time. Now, I mean, forget about the fact that this is his former team. I think in general, you've got to be smarter about who you give the ball to. Yes, again, Carson Steele looked great in the preseason and all, but preseason does not always carry over to the regular season. So hopefully the Chiefs can figure that out in the locker room right now. Other than that, I mean, just take care of the football and they'll be much better in the second half, I think. As far as the defense goes, like I said, we're kind of fortunate that this is not a blowout right now because Cincinnati had multiple opportunities to score inside the 5. And then on that second down play where Burrow should have ran it in himself, maybe not ran it in, but at least would have come very close to a touchdown. Kind of surprised he didn't do that. That definitely hurt the Bengals there. And that's why it's still a 1-possession game. Karlaftis came up big with the sack on the next play. So hopefully the Chiefs can be better about that. Speaking of the defense, they started to do more of this at the end of the first half. We did not see this last week, and I don't know how much of it had to do because of, you know, you're going against Lamar Jackson, who's more of a running quarterback than Burrow or any quarterback in the NFL for that matter. But we didn't see a lot of linebacker and DB blitzes last week, which I can understand, you know, considering who you were going up against. We didn't see much of that in this game in the first half so far until the very end. And once you started doing more of that, Joe Burrow wasn't really, you know, Joe Burrow that, you know, people know from a couple of years ago when he led the Bengals down to a Super Bowl. So whenever you go out there and blitz Burrow, that is where he struggles the most. And the Chiefs started doing that, and that forced a lot of overthrown passes. And you look at him, he has 8 incompletions, has more yards than Patrick Mahomes. But boy, you go after him, you send the house, not the house, but you go out and send a linebacker and or a DB. That's where he starts to struggle. And I think Kansas City's got to do more of that in the second half. I would be surprised if we don't see much of that in the second half. So I would expect that from the Chiefs defense. They're giving them way too many opportunities. So hopefully the Chiefs defense can make up for that and find a way to improve on that in the second half. Yeah, the offense, I would definitely say sluggish. Do I think Butker would have made that field? No, no. They definitely need to not. That was just weird that he was even out there. Listen, Butker's great. Maybe with like 2 seconds left or something, enough time where the clock will run out once you kick it. But I don't know, man. You do not want to give them another gimme field goal, essentially. I mean, that's essentially like a turnover. So that definitely, I'm glad the Chiefs did not choose to do that. Yeah, Mahomes just kind of looked rattled in this one. I mean, he had that nice throw to Rice. Yeah, I agree with you, Jim. And the irony of all guys who caught that or who got burned on that play. But they've got to be better. Yeah, Kingsley Suamataia, he's really struggling. And I've said this so many times, like, why are you not putting a tight end there? We saw this last year when they had a rookie against the same guy, and they did not put any help there. So I'm kind of curious if Andy Reid is going to consider on that third down play where it ended up being where Burrow would run and only get a couple yards, ended up being fourth down. The Bengals had 2 players pass, a running back and a tight end. So, I'm not suggesting the Chiefs do that exact same thing, because then you limit how many players you can throw to. But you're allowed to go out there and put a tight end next to a rookie and give him some help. The Chiefs did that a few years ago when they had Orlando Brown struggling and they had Jerick McKinnon helping with the pass block. So, why are we not seeing any of that? That kind of surprises me. The ref narrative has to be over. Oh, depends who you ask. No, Ken. That's pretty dumb. From 70 whatever. Yeah, that's a dumb idea. Yeah, the Chiefs don't generally give up a lot of big plays to tight ends, but they've done that twice now so far this year. Last week with Likely, and today with all of their tight ends kind of teaming up. Yeah, and I think part of that is, what if they do blitz? Because when they started doing that more of, David, that's when Burrow started to struggle. So if they do that, I think you can find a way to limit them. But you got to be very quick about it, because if it takes too long to get to the quarterback on a blitz, I mean, he will take advantage and find that open guy. I mean, his left tackle's not helping him out. The rookie Suamataia, that definitely hurts. But again, I mean, there's a solution for that, and we're not really seeing that. And it doesn't help either that you have Mahomes right before halftime choosing to run out of bounds, which not that it mattered. There was a weird little 14-second moment there in the end, but you don't ever want to give them an opportunity to have some clock there to work with. So luckily the Chiefs were able to pin them deep right before halftime. But yeah, no, I'm with you, Kevin. Fortunate to be down by just 6. Is Juju or was Juju out there? He's there. He was seen on the sidelines with Kelsey. I don't know if he played any snaps. I don't think he did. We've seen more Sky Moore on the field than we have of Juju. Which I don't really know how much, if that surprises anyone, if any, certainly not me. But nonetheless, I do think if they can get it together, if they can just put a tight end next to Suamataia, I think that'll definitely make a big difference. And Mahomes will be a little comfortable in the pocket, and then he'll run when he needs to. Because that's something that Trey Hendrickson did last week. He would run around and try to get some pressure, but Jacoby Brissett would step up in the pocket and find a hole to run. But Mahomes has not been doing that. Whenever he does that, just too little, too late. So hopefully they can get that blocking. And if they can get that DB blitz in there, or a linebacker blitz, or both, we've seen that before as well, I think that's going to make a big difference in this game. So those are the 2 things that I think the Chiefs need to do to try to turn things around in the second half. They get the ball to start the second half. This is where they tend to struggle whenever they get the ball. Andy Reid always defers. We know that. But the Chiefs haven't been really the best at starting with the second half. So hopefully they can find a way to turn that around in this game. All right, guys, I'm out. I'll be back after the game. We will do the Chief Zone podcast live afterwards. Phone calls will be open. Link will be there for you guys to click. I will talk to you all then. Peace.